What we're going to be making today is we've got a very popular cupcake that I've made in the past for multiple parties. These are Mountain Dew flavored cupcakes with a very special twist that I'd like to add to this, which is going to be a cherry flavored Mountain Dew frosting that we're going to be putting just on the top. It is delicious. So what we need to kick this off is that we do have the ingredients for the actual cake or the cupcake part of the cupcake. So with that, we are actually using, in this episode I'm going to go semi-homemade, kind of like, what's her name, Sandra Lee from the Food Network. Normally I'll cook these cupcakes from scratch, but due to some logistics and time constraints, I'm actually going to go semi-homemade. And fun fact, I think Sandra Lee is cousins with Sarah Lee, so I think there's something nefarious going on there, but we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about today is Mountain Dew cupcakes. So what we're going to do for those ingredients for the cupcake is we have a super moist lemon cake mix, we have lemon jello, we have some real sugar Mountain Dew throwback, we have some green food coloring, we have some, my favorite, Crisco vegetable oil, and then last but not least, 4 eggs. And then on the frosting side, which we'll slowly shift over here, is we have our very special aged Mountain Dew Black Label, which is a crafted dark berry flavor. We do have some room temperature salted butter. We have some red food coloring. We have some lemon juice, some lime juice, and of course, the thing that'll make it all sweet is our confectioner sugar. So these are the ingredients that we will be mixing together here, baking, putting it on top, and we're going to put this all together and make one fabulous, powerful cupcake. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be mixing in together our lemon cake mix, our Jello pudding mix, and our eggs. So I'm going to get our Betty Crocker cake mix out of the bag. Go ahead and crack this open. And again, I'm sorry for going a little bit of cheap on here, but logistically it just makes more sense for me to do this. So we're going ahead and got our lemon cake already in here. We're going to add our lemon pudding mix next. Ooh, if you can only smell it, it smells like lemon. This has a little hole in it, so it's alright, not to worry. We're just going to tear this open. And we're going to go ahead and pour the pudding mix in as well. What the pudding mix does is it acts like an agent that binds everything together. So once this actually starts cooking, the pudding mix will really help solidify against the cake mix and the egg. So now that we've got our mixes mixed together, we're going to go ahead and put in 4 eggs. We got 1, we got 2. Let's see if I can do my two-handed. Ready? I used to be able to do this as a kid. 4. Alright, perfect. Now we are going to go ahead and slowly just get these eggs and the mix all mixed together. So you just want to, you don't need to rush through this. You want to make sure you're careful, you're not spilling it all over on the side of the bowl. And that way it would get all over the counter like I just did. So there's no rush. Just enjoy the lemony smell that permeates from the dough as you're mixing it together. So now that we've got this a little bit more hardened, I'm going to add just a little bit more liquid, and what we're going to be adding is our Crisco pure vegetable oil. So let's go ahead and get this lid off. Go ahead and pardon the dogs. It's okay. It happens. This is live TV. So we're going to go ahead and add 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. So we've got, I don't have my liquid measuring cups, so I'm going to use my dry ones. So we're going to go ahead and add, like I said, 1/2 cup of pure Crisco vegetable oil. What you want to do is just give that a taste, and it's pure. So we're going to go ahead and pour that in. And then we're going to mix this up. So this will make it mixing a little bit easier, and it's really starting to get a right consistency here that we're looking for out of a cupcake. A little bit thicker. It's going to be a lot easier to move around and get it poured into the cupcake batter. So I'm going to take a look at it here. You got really just a solid mass of lemony, cupcakey goodness. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the citrus pop. Now we've already got lemon in here, but this Mountain Dew is it's real sugar. It really brings out the flavor of the lemon. It really ties it all together. So what we're going to be adding to this is 1 1/4 cups of Mountain Dew soda. I'm going to start with 1 cup, and hopefully that should be enough. But look at that. Oh, that's perfect. We're going to pour that in, but I'm going to do this slowly. We're adding in maybe just about, I think, 1/4 of it. I don't want this to liquefy too much, and I'm afraid it might. So, and now that this is a little bit more congealed, it's going to take a little bit longer to get it mixed up properly, but it's smelling good, it's looking good, and it's starting to loosen up a bit, which is what I want. And add a little bit more Mountain Dew. I wish you guys could smell this. This is the challenge of TV, is I get to smell it and I get to taste it and you just get to watch. So I'll do my best to get on and nailed it so we can get my recipes out to the world and really change the baking scene forever, is really my intention. So we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of this Mountain Dew. I think that's exactly the right amount. I think 1 cup here is perfect. I think it'd be a little bit overkill to add another 1/4 cup. So I'm just gonna get this stirred up. And then once this is all mixed up together, we should be able to get this added into the cupcake, the muffin pan. So let's get this all ready to go. Gonna stir it hard. On the show you gotta be fast. I'm just gonna be fast. Screw taking your time, right? You gotta go fast. There we go. And now we've got a beautiful cupcakey batter with Mountain Dew, an egg, and cake mix and pudding. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our cupcake batter. We're going to have this put into our cupcake pan. These are already lined with cupcake liners, so when we pop them out, we don't have to clean up the pan so much, and it's fun to kind of unwrap your cupcake when you're ready to eat it. So I'm going to use a tried and true technique that I've used on my show, and what we call this is the slop technique. It's kind of messy, but we're going to go, sounds like the oven is ready. I am going to go ahead and get all these in here, and what the slop technique allows for is it allows you to get all the cake mix into the muffin, but it also adds some little in-betweeners here. So that way, when you're done baking, and you want a quick snack, you can just grab those up and they're already baked and ready to go. So it's a little fun treat for kids or senior citizens when they're waiting to eat. So we're gonna go ahead and get these all in here. It looks like we're gonna go ahead and do the full 12, which is great. It's a little sloppy, but it's intended to be so. It's kind of the fun of it. It's Mountain Dew. These are great for parties. A lot of times they'll bring these to Christmas parties, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, funerals, whatever the event is. A lot of people really just like a messy, fun, yummy, lemony, Mountain Dewy cupcake. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the rest of these in the pan. We're going to have some really good in-betweeners here. I'll show you at the end. And you know, like with Nailed It, you've got to be quick. I'm trying to move quick here, so you've got to focus on quality and quantity. I used to work at McDonald's. Fast, accurate, and friendly, that was the way to go. This is the way this goes. We've got 12 Mountain Dew cupcakes ready to go. We're going to go ahead and put these into the oven. I'm going to put them right here. It's already preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer, set it for about 15 minutes. And those are going to be ready to go, and while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and set our cupcake frosting. All right, so now that we've got the cupcakes, they're in the oven and they're baking, so they've got about another 11.5 minutes to go. I'm really excited about that. But while we're doing that, we're going to be optimizing our time. Again, Nailed It is all about being efficient with your time, and that's what we're going to do today. So to start our frosting, we've got 1 cup of salted butter. This has been sitting at room temperature, so it's going to be nice and melty. So we're going to go ahead and put that into the bowl. First thing I want to do is just kind of get the butter broken up and kind of give it a little bit of air, let it breathe the world here, and then what we'll do with that, now that it's a little bit more smoothed out, is we've got some confectioner's sugar. We're gonna add this in just a little bit at a time. I'd say you're gonna be best off adding probably about an entire bag of confectioner's sugar. Again, this is live TV, folks. We've gotta kind of work with what we've got. So we've got the confectioner's sugar. We're gonna add in just about a quarter of that to start. And then we're gonna go ahead and get that mixed in. It's really buttery, it's really sugary. And what I realized I did was I actually did, and full transparency as a chef, you've got to be transparent, especially with your customers and with those loved ones that are actually consuming your product. But I did forget to color our cupcakes before I put them into the oven. My bad, but every chef makes mistakes. So what I'm doing instead is, instead of making this a red topping, which was my intention, I'm still going to make it that deep, dark, crafted berry flavor, but we're going to make it green instead. And that's going to really pop against the yellow and make it look really cool. So it's getting a little bit hard to get everything mixed up, so I'm going to add just a little bit more liquid here. So let's add in the Mountain Dew. Let's shake things up. Add in a little bit of Mountain Dew first. So we're looking at probably like 1/8 of a cup. So we've got our quarter cup here. I'm just going to do about half of that. And see, that's a nice deep cherry rich flavor, but that's going to go ahead and just make it a little bit easier to mix things up here. Got that getting all mixed up. And see, this already does have a really nice pinkish hue to it, but definitely want to get this a little bit greener for the Mountain Dew theme. We're going to also go ahead and add in half a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then we're also going to do a half a tablespoon of lime juice. Oops. We got one there, and that's the lemon, and then we've got the lime. I mean, people really struggle cooking on TV, but not me. I've been doing this for coming on 25 years almost. I started when I was just an 18-year-old young man in my kitchen at home, making brownies and corn muffins and all these really fun things for my friends and family. And then I grew up and I kind of forgot about my passion for cooking and for baking. And one day I was walking by a baker's shop and I saw a beautiful, beautiful cupcake, and it spoke to me, and I really decided to kind of awaken that chef inside of me again 20 years later, and decided to start up my own cooking show again. And it's been Cooking with Andy for the past few years, and it's been wonderful. So I really appreciate this opportunity to try to showcase my talent on nailed it. All right, I'm not going to make any nailed it jokes. Too easy. All right, so we've got our frosting ready to go here. I'm actually going to add a little bit more sugar because I don't think this is going to be enough for 12. So I'm going to add more sugar and just keep mixing this up a little bit. And again, I think about the speed and the challenges that come along with doing Nailed It, and just what an expert I am and working in a fast-paced environment. I'm not trying to be cocky, but a little bit I am. So that's just me. All right, so we've got our Mountain Dew, confectioner's sugar, lemon and lime juice all mixed together. Last thing we need to add is our food coloring. So we're gonna make this a little bit green. And I'm hoping the pinkish hue might kind of lighten up this green to make it like the perfect Mountain Dew color. But we've got 4 or 5 drops of green in there. And look at that, perfect. Have you ever seen a Mountain Dew can? This is exactly what a Mountain Dew can looks like. This is exactly what you're looking for when you're actually making Mountain Dew flavored cupcakes. So here we go. We've got a beautiful, yummy frosting that we're gonna be able to top on top of our delicious and yummy Mountain Dew cupcakes. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, it's been about 15 minutes or so. I went ahead and checked already that the cupcakes are ready to be taken out of the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab them. We're gonna set them out on this brick here to cool for about maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. But we've got our, when you come on in here, we've got our beautiful Mountain Dew cupcakes. Ideally they'd be green, but they're yellow. Still goes with the Mountain Dew motif. Like I mentioned before, we do have our little muffin in betweeners, and these are the really good stuff to munch on while you're waiting for these to get cooled off. Well, in the meantime, we'll be back to get these frosted up. Alright, so now that our Mountain Dew cupcakes are all cooled down and ready to be plated, we're going to go ahead and take a few of these out. We'll put them on a plate, and then we're going to just get them frosted up. So I'm just cutting some of the in-betweeners here, so it's going to be easier to take these out. Let's take this big guy out first. This is perfect. Look at this. We got one beautiful cupcake. It's beautiful. So we'll put that guy in the middle. And let's take these smaller ones, and we'll just put them all around the side. As you know, presentation is half the battle, and so we're winning this war today. So let's get that set up like this, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beautiful cupcakes all plated up and ready to go. And I've got, remember our frosting that we mixed up? I've got this inserted into the squeezy thing. So I'm going to take a little cut off the bottom, and then we're going to go ahead and be generous with the frosting and just 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5. Let's work really hard on this one here. 7. 7 again. And let's finalize with 8. And now we've got 8 beautiful Mountain Dew cupcakes made from scratch or semi-homemade. Perfect for a funeral, perfect for a party. Let's go ahead and get our friends over and have them try a taste. Okay. All right, so I do have my best friend Wow here from LA, so he's gonna go ahead and give this a taste with me. So I'll go ahead and pick out your favorite muffin. What do you think? How do you think they look?
Fantastic.
They're fantastic. And tell me, how do you think they taste? I'm gonna try one too. Make sure you give a big bite. So I'm gonna pull off the paper like that. There you go. So I need the paper. Excellent. Just give it a bite. Do the Dew.
The best.
Mountain Dew cupcakes.